What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to discuss the Ion Titan a bit in depth, talk about some strategies, loadouts, and basically how to make her the best Titan she can possibly be. If you all have been around the channel for any length of time, you'll know that the Ion Titan got a solid B rating on my tier list. Basically my least favorite Titan, but then I had my proverbial third eye open to just how absolutely amazing the Ion can be when she's played correctly with the proper loadout, maximizing the strengths, minimizing the weaknesses. In my last video, if you all watched that one, if you haven't, you should probably go do it. Played on dry dock, and I used the Ion and got 40 kills, which is pretty amazing. I know it's a pretty high amount of kills, I would say, especially for someone like me, but yeah, I was thoroughly impressed with how good she was, so I thought I'd do a video on her. The first part of playing Ion that I want to talk about is the main weapon, the splitter rifle. Now, out of all the Titans, the Ion probably has the worst primary out of them all, in my opinion. It does not do a ton of damage overall. You have to reload pretty frequently, slow moving. You really only get a damage boost whenever you alt fire it, which really just wastes your Titan's energy reserves. That's no good. That is honestly the one bad thing I'll have to say about Ion for most of this video. Next is the Ion's kit. This, oh, it's what makes the Ion so very good. Okay, well, I'm just getting all excited thinking about it. But when you run the Ion, you have wire traps that explode and a laser shot. And your defensive ability is a Vortex Shield. I'm going to talk about each of those three pieces, how they work together. And then after all three, I'm going to let you guys know what loadout you should be using, what it should look like to maximize the killing potential of each of these tools. The tripwire trap mine things are great, in my opinion, for both offense and defense. If you're getting pushed by, say, a thirsty Ronin or Scorch, maybe that Monarch really wants your battery, throw them down, deal damage. It's that simple. But you need to be careful because those two Titans and even the Monarch, I mean, they've got abilities. They can shoot the mines, they can arc wave them, they can clear the mines pretty easily. So you either need to time it to after the Ronin or, has used his arc wave, or the Scorch has used its gas and flame line, or you use it after they've already closed the distance and then sort of like you push them into it almost with a melee. Both are viable options to sort of handle those close quarters encounters. Second part is the laser shot. The laser shot is the golden pinnacle of the Ion Titan. I mean, hell, all Titans. It's so good. It is hands down the best non-core ability that any one single Titan possesses. The laser shot activates instantly as soon as you press the button or click the key, or you can also hold it, and it's a hit scan, which makes it so good. It is brain dead easy to use, just as long as you have decent enough aim for it. I'm also not sure if this is just a thing with the North Star client or if this is me having like a Mandela effect moment, but the laser shot seems to recharge like very rapidly in the North Star client. Basically, you've got two of them before it needs to cool down for like 5 seconds before it's ready to roll again. Lastly, out of the kit is the Vortex Shield, which is the Ion's main survivability tool, and if used properly can literally keep her alive for entire games. It couches whatever projectiles are being hurled at you and returns them to sender. The only thing it doesn't throw back, but it'll still protect you from it, is energy-based stuff. So, like think Thunderbolt shots. The main trick is being able to manage the energy, which is in the bar to the left-hand side. If you run out, you're in trouble. The other main issue is managing how many Titans you're fighting at once. I mean, at most, usually 1-on-1 or 1-on-2 are fine, you being the one. Basically, any more than that, it becomes hard to block shots and fire back effectively. But as with most things, Titans are better in groups, so I think it's probably a good idea to try and stick with teammates best you can. The last ability that the Ion has is Recour, which everyone knows is that big laser beam out of the eyeball trick. It's probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, of all the Titan cores in the game. Only thing I can think of being close maybe is Smart Core, and that's more of an issue for pilots than Titans. But the laser core is easy to use, easy to aim. It deals massive amounts of damage. I mean, it can tear through a fully healed up Scorch. No problem. Now that I've gone over the basics of the kit and the core, I just want to talk loadouts for a second. So there are two main things that you need to be running on this Titan to make her the most effective. If you're running other stuff, that's fine, but these are my two main recommendations and things that I think that you should probably give them a go if you're not already using them. First thing's Overcore. Remember just how great I told you the laser beam core really is? Well, with Overcore you get it faster. Obviously, highly recommend it. I consider it basically essential. I mean, the faster you get your core, the faster you've got your trump card in any Titan fight. The next thing you're going to have equipped is the 0-point tripwire. The energy bar that I mentioned earlier gets drained every time you use the tripwires unless you have this equipped. And it essentially cuts the energy using abilities by a third and makes energy levels that much more easier to manage. I mean, basically, you're going to have your Vortex Shield a lot more often, which makes you survive longer. Now, this is actually essential. I really do think that 0-point tripwire is super important, and I don't think there's any seriously great Ion player that doesn't run it consistently, or you know, wouldn't at least recommend running it. Well, that's all I've got for the Ion. I'm going to cover other Titans as well as some of the guns in the game, give some guides on those, and give my thoughts. We've got a ton of new players coming to the game, which is great. And sometimes I think the nuances of the game cause people to leave. You know, movement obviously being one of them, gunplay, and I think Titans are probably the biggest reason. So I really hope this just helps someone want to stick it out. You know, try this Titan out, stay around, play some more matches of Titanfall 2. Thank you all so much for watching, and I really appreciate you guys, and I appreciate your support. It has been great. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you're new to the channel, and hitting that notification bell so you never miss an upload. All right, everyone, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.